So our computational thinking artifact is a lesson plan in Spanish, and we've decided to give a lesson on imperfect and preterite verbs in Spanish. And so it starts out as a lesson. At first we talk about how there are different tenses that can be used when conjugating a verb in the past, and we give trigger words as to choosing which verb to choose. So this is a lesson for the students. The preterite tells us specifically when an action takes place, and imperfect tells us in general when an action took place. And now we have practice, and here's our worksheets. So first the students are going to start out by entering all the blanks with the correct conjugations. We have AR verbs, IR verbs, and ER verbs. And they're going to be doing both imperfect and preterite verbs. And anywhere you see on the screen that is green, it's actually going to not be filled out. We've just done that for video purposes to show what it would look like once they're finished. And this can be either printed out or done online. Either is okay. So first they're going to be doing the endings here. And this is just to show that there's structure in these verbs, and that with any verb that you choose, it can be changed out with the endings here. These are all based on person. So this is I, you, he, she, it, we, you all, and they. And it's the same structure for every single one. It just changes based on the time and on the type of verb. So whether imperfect happens over a longer period of time and preterite is a single time. So we have the students fill out those blanks there. And once they're finished, they move on to part 2, which is practice. So in this practice, they're going to determine what kind of tense goes in there and what kind of conjugation goes in there. So they're thinking about, they'll use their verb here, and they're going to decide not only if it's going to be the preterite or imperfect, they're going to choose the ending as well. As you can see, terminar, you can see termin, but there's always going to be a different ending depending on who the person is and how many people there are. So there's where computational thinking comes in here, because there's a structure in the roots and the endings here. So we have 10 examples for them to fill out. And again, the green, we've just done that for the video purposes, but they will all be blank so that the students can figure it out on their own. And then we move on to part 3, and this is really where the computational thinking takes place. So for step 1, they're going to make up a random verb using any letters, and we've added examples so that they understand, and they're a little bit crazy, but that's the point. They're able to choose whatever kind of word they want. They can use any letters they want. However, they have to finish that word in ER, AR, or IR as to make it like a Spanish verb. So then step 2, they're going to take that verb that they created, and they're going to tell us the root and the ending. So for example, with these crazy words, for Goldilocks here, let's go with that one. The root would be Goldilocks, and the ending is IR. And for all the rest, ending is ER, AR. Then for step 3, they're going to be conjugating their verb using the appropriate endings, whether it will have IR, ER, or AR verbs. And they're going to fill out both charts for the preterite and the imperfect tenses. So as you can see, I've taken my crazy word, and we've conjugated it for the preterite and for the imperfect here. This is imperfect, this one is preterite. And the idea is to get them thinking that there's a structure to Spanish where you have your root and you have your ending, and all these conjugations, no matter the beginning, will have similar endings based on the person and based on the plurality of it.